Okay, this is number 47. Porches sells lawn furniture, and the managerial accountant has prepared the following information, but what you've got to do is compute operating income. Now, the one thing I want to tell you is when this is a multiple choice question, so it wouldn't matter, but if your work matters and I'm looking at it, please don't give me one number. All right, if you give me the details, then I can give you partial credit. But if you give me one number for operating income and it's wrong, the whole question goes. Okay, so just be, discipline yourself that way. You can do it. I don't know about that though. Okay, I'm going to make this bigger so we can see it. But this is a nice little problem. It's a good thing to do. This is also, okay, so I'm going to make these bigger too. It's a good thing to test yourself on. It's worthwhile. Okay, so I'm sorry. I gotta make one more shot. Oops. Alrighty. So first of all, we're going to start out with revenues. Revenues are they sales? Oh, sales revenue for the year. So 22, 62, 300. And then I added up. Cost of goods sold would have been beginning inventory plus purchases minus ending inventory, and then they gave us cost of goods sold of 1050. So we can just use the cost of goods sold here. Okay? So cost of goods sold, I'm going to abbreviate it, although statements are never abbreviated, right? I'm going to say minus 1050 would give us gross margin. This is not on a contribution basis. Okay, so we can do an auto sum there, 1213, and then we'll subtract. Then I would say have a heading that maybe said operating expense, and we'd have what do we have here? We just have salaries and wages, rent and utilities, and then SG&A. I'm abbreviating all this stuff, and you are not allowed to. Oops. Okay. Now, one other thing. I'm going to push this out a little bit. You might want to. Here are operating expenses. Let's take these and give them a bump. Okay. I'm gonna move them over just a little bump up here, so they're indented under operating expense. Okay. So our salaries and wages are 25900, and ordinarily on a statement they wouldn't be shown as negative either. I shouldn't even do it, should I? I'll just say 25900. And then rent and utilities is 758, and SG&A is 175,700. All right, and I'll get rid of this one too. Well, you shouldn't have. Well, I should do it right the first time. The other thing I would do here too is I would use the dollar sign, and then get rid of the zeros again. So you've got $1 at the top, and then we're going to have. Let's make this total operating expense. That would be the sum of those three. Okay, we've got an underline there. Total operating expense, another underline. We don't have any taxes or anything, so this would be operating income. And that would be your gross margin minus your total operating expenses. Okay, 709,700. And that's right. And we would take, you know what else we could do? Well, we need another dollar sign there. So I'm going to hit that. So you've got a financial statement here. We have a dollar sign at the top and at the bottom of the column, not for every number. All right? Because all we're doing is indicating that we're talking about dollars. And you wouldn't have dollars and yen, for example, mixed up in the same column. So only at the top and at the bottom. I've got an underscore under cost of goods sold, under my expenses, and there's total operating expense, then another underscore because I'm going to take 1912.3 minus the 5024, and that'll give us the 709,900. The other thing I'd probably do is give that a double underscore. Okay, it did a top and a double bottom, but that's how it would be. Okay, the little indent is nice for the reader. You want to remember that everything you do in accounting is to communicate with someone else. You're using a particular language to communicate financial results. It's a lot of preaching, isn't it? Okay.